Uh, Good evening, Sully. You are definitely not late. You are on time. I'm the one who didn't beat my own clock, but thank you for coming. I'm still getting settled. I know, right? I'm at 69 followers. Uber just pointed that out to me earlier tonight. So, of course, I'm a child, and I took a screenshot because it's what you do. Um, so I did that, and I will, treasure that picture forever. I don't know how many of those 69 followers are bots, but I have the number for now. It may drop, it may go up, but in the meantime, I will have that treasured screenshot for a while. So thank you for coming and making it. I am uh, happy to do one more stream on the weekend, and hopefully I don't uh, don't go over too much, and I can get enough rest for the work week to come. So without further ado, okay, you're sleepy. Bye bye stream. So you will have German sheep bouncing around in your head as you drift off to dreamland, because we may get to counting sheep in German, no less. So let's get to it. Let's see if it captures correctly. Okay, thank you. Let me try it one more time to do the capture. Why don't you want to work? Oh, I think I have my picture hiding, that's why. Let me see if that, there you go. That's what I needed to fix. Okie dokie. So on our last lesson last night, we had left off on Basic Family 2, which I completed and got myself a crown. So usually I try to get all my level ones together, and if there's new ones available, I'll go for those. So right now these hello Uber or hello and willkommen zu meiner Schule Uber. Yes, the secret family. Exactly, Sully. That's the one where you go on an extended business trip. That's the secret family, family number two. And they're the ones that get the better presents. But you won't find out about them until you need to like draw up a will and wonder, who's this other person? Why are they getting my inheritance? So I like to level everything up. If you can see, I have everything on 2 crayons. So right now I just finished Family 2. These other ones are not available yet, Plants and Apartment, but I do have Languages and Leisure available. So I'm going to go into new territory and try Languages. Yes, power leveling up. So I'm going to go for Languages today. And in fact, I think we just had a question either last night, I believe, of how to say French in German. And I didn't know how to say French. I know how to say German and English. I knew how to say France, but I did not know how to say French. So maybe this one will teach me how to say French. Long story short, many immigrant workers from Turkey came and settled in Germany after World War II, bringing their food, culture and language, so don't be surprised when you hear Turkish around Germany. That's interesting to know. Nothing perfect. Put words describing how good your language skills are after the subject and verb, which is very similar to the way we describe things in Spanish. You say the noun, you say the verb, and then you describe it, versus in English, you have a plethora of adjectives and adverbs that come before the actual verb or noun. So it takes a while for you to understand what the beautiful pink large something or other is. Yeah, we I like this German way, like Spanish, like you cut to the point. First you say it's a house, and then you say it's big and pink and beautiful. You know, the adjectives can wait. So, ich spreche perfekt Deutsch. I speak German perfectly. Or that's yeah, I speak German perfectly. So, oh, or you could say I perfectly speak German, or whatever combination, but you're basically describing,
Ich spreche perfekt Deutsch.
thank you. You're basically adding an adverb to speak, spreche. So you speak perfectly. And what do you speak? You speak German perfectly, and then you add the object of that verb. That makes sense to me. Sprichst die, sorry, sprichst du nur English? Okay, so do you only speak English? And of course, when you ask a question in German, you put the verb first. So sprichst, speak, du, you, sprichst you only English. Sprichst du nur English? Yeah.
Sprichst du nur Englisch?
Yeah. So nur, they had 0 on the numbers is null, so it makes sense to have that be nur. I'm gonna remember that nur and null only, and 0. Learning. In English, you can study a language for an exam or at a university. Learning has the first two meanings. There's a different verb, studieren. Oh, so learning is learning in German. Okay. To study, that means to be a student. So only students studieren. Really? That's it?
Lernen.
Lernen, to study. Okay.
Studieren.
Studieren. Okay. Okay. Good to know when to use that appropriately. So let's get to the lesson. Wo ist das
Sprechen Sie
Badzimmer?
Türkisch?
Okay. Sprechen Sie Türkisch? Do you speak Turkish? So sprechen Sie, do you, and the Z is in the formal you of someone you don't know. Oh, sorry. I think I may have turned off the alerts. Thank you, Sully. I may have turned off the alerts because I had the bot storm yesterday. I'll turn them back on for next stream, but I appreciate you hosting me. Thank you. Yeah, you can be your own alert. I appreciate that. I'll see that one, but I won't hear it. It's like yesterday, all the hotspots, like they were informed. They were just like playing it in my ear. And I was a little frazzled because I didn't know what to do, how to turn it off. Um, so sprechen Sie, do you speak? The you is formal. You put the verb at the beginning when you're asking a question. In Turkish, I'm going to guess that's the German word for Turkish. Yeah, 171. Slenhard sent me the list on Commander Root, which I haven't gotten to yet, but I will definitely do that throughout the week before my next stream on Friday. So, do you speak Turkish? Sprechen Sie Türkisch? And the umlauts even though it's a U sound, oo, it makes you force your mouth and kind of like an O sound. So you're trying to say an O, a U with an O sound. Oo. Turkish. Do you speak Turkish? I do not speak Turkish, but I am watching a Turkish soap opera, which is very interesting. Yeah, and I just had a bunch of other bots today. Let's see, Gumpf or Gump. So those may have been added to the list since then. So we shall see.
Oh, Sie sprechen Polnisch.
Oh, Sie sprechen Polnisch. Oh, you speak Polish. Again, the formal you, Sie, and Polnish, I'm guessing, is Polish. Yeah. I did check that my follows did not go up with all the dozens, so I'm hoping that they got eliminated, and that's why, my follows didn't blow up randomly.
Ich spreche Türkisch und Deutsch.
Oh, she's multilingual. Ich spreche Türkisch und Deutsch. I speak Turkish and Deutsch. I don't speak Turkish, but ich spreche English und Deutsch. Ich spreche Türkisch und Deutsch. Good thing I pronounced that one right.
Dein Englisch ist sehr gut.
Oh, thank you. Dein English is sehr gut. Your English is very good. Du is the you, so dein is your. English is very good. Good and gut, easy to remember.
Mein Türkisch ist sehr gut.
Oh, someone's proud of themselves. My Turkish is very good. Mein Türkisch ist sehr gut.
Wie ist dein Englisch?
Wie ist dein English?
Wie ist dein Englisch?
How is your English? I'm guessing they're asking what level of perfection they have for speaking. Yeah, how is your English?
Mein Deutsch ist perfekt.
Oh, he's certainly on point. Mein Deutsch ist perfekt. My German is perfect. And he seems very happy about it. Yes, we will dine. We will dine on English.
Dein Englisch ist toll.
Dein English ist toll. Oh, I'm gonna guess your English is great. It must be another word for gut or super or wunderbar. Yes, a very tall English restaurant. Your oops, hang on. Oh, English is great. Yeah, toll,
Toll.
great. It's better than saying super, although I learned super because it was easy. I'm like, oh, super is super. It's great. But it's nice to have something other than an English cognate to make it sound, a little bit more on point. Like I'm actually saying a German word, and toll uh, sounds German.
Entschuldigung, sprechen Sie Polnisch?
Entschuldigung, sprechen Sie Polish? Excuse me. It's a very long way of saying, yes, toll. Übermut is toll. I am not toll. Entschuldigung, a very long word that takes me forever to remember how to spell. Excuse me. Do you speak Polish? No, über du bist. Du bist toll. Du bist super. Entschuldigung, sprechen Sie Polnisch? I do not speak Polish, but I do like pierogies, and I think those are Polish, if I recall.
Mein Deutsch ist toll.
Mein Deutsch ist toll. My German is great. Hey, I've only been doing this for 4 months, so I'd like to think I'm picking it up quickly. And even though I'm only doing, yes, very lecker. Lecker is delicious in German. So I'd like to think that I'm picking it up not too shabbily after only 4 months of doing this on the easy mode. I'm only doing like one lesson for 5 minutes.
Wie ist dein Polnisch?
Wie ist dein Polnisch? How is your Polish? My Polish is not very good, and I forgot what the word for bad was. Wie ist dein Polnisch?
Dünn.
Dünn. Okay. That sounds short. So I'm gonna and kind of jawohl. Yes, thank you. That sounds short and with the OU sound.
Dünn.
Dünn. Okay. And I've learned that if you put the H in it, it sounds longer. So I'm gonna go with umlaut and two N's. Ja. Sehr gut.
Mein Englisch ist perfekt.
Mein Englisch ist perfekt. Well, after 30 odd years of speaking it, I would hope mein Englisch ist perfekt. Mein Englisch ist perfekt. My Deutsch, not so much, but I'd like to think my English is.
Duo ist perfekt.
Duo is perfect. The app, the owl, is perfect. Okay, sure. It's a better self-serving way of paying themselves a compliment. Yeah, you'd think they would say it in that language, but alas, no.
Deutsch ist toll.
Deutsch ist toll. It definitely is. Deutsch ist toll. I would hope so, otherwise I picked the wrong language to learn. Your English is great. Dein English ist toll.
Toll.
Ja. How is your Polish?
Wie
Wie ist
dein
dein Polnisch?
Polnisch?
I don't know about my Polish, but apparently my German is perfect. Yay! Got through that lesson. 26-day streak, add to that the 78 days I lost before in my other streak. So, it's 4 months, right? 3 months? Thank you. Let's see. So I like to do a small, simple practice of all my level 1 completions, and then I'll do a harder practice, and then we'll finish with a story. Because I like to finish things with story time. Although I have something else planned that I think you guys might enjoy, which is very funny. It has to do with German. So we'll get to that towards the end. Yes, give me 10 experience points. I want my experience points.
Met.
Meat.
Met.
Meat. Yeah, the D sounds like a T when you say it properly. So let's go with that. Yes.
Alt und elegant.
Alt und elegant.
Alt und elegant.
Old and elegant. Could be a hotel, a museum.
Ta.
Ta, as in ta-ta for now.
Ta.
Ta. No H sound on the ta. Tha.
Oh, das Restaurant ist sehr elegant.
See, there you go. A restaurant is very elegant.
Oh,
Oh,
das
das Restaurant
Restaurant
ist
ist
sehr
sehr
elegant.
elegant.
Oh, das Restaurant ist sehr elegant. The restaurant, das being neuter, is very elegant.
Ha.
Ha. Yes, a tall English restaurant is getting very good reviews.
Ha.
I wonder if that would be the restaurant at the top of the Space Needle in Seattle. That's a very tall restaurant. And it definitely has good reviews.
Die Apotheke ist in der Nähe. Die Apotheke ist in der Nähe.
Die Apotheke ist in der Nähe. The apothecary, that's how I remember it, or the drugstore in the modern world, is nearby. And the near kind of is like a combined thing in the close by area. So apotheke, drugstore, is feminine because it's D, but nearby is masculine because it's der.
Asa.
Aza. Now, the interesting thing I've heard from hearing the lessons, the S's sound like Z's and the Z's sound like S's. So I have to flip that in my brain. So Aza
Asa.
is actually with an S, not a Z.
Alt und billig.
Alt und billig. We all want something that is old and cheap. Alt und billig. That's why we go to all those, what do you call them? The places where you get old furniture. Bargain hunting.
Ohre.
Ora. That R always gets stuck in my throat. Ora.
Ohre.
Yeah. Antique shopping. That was it. Antiques.
Ist das Café billig?
Is the coffee shop cheap? I would hope so, unless you're in France. Antique store, thank you. You try to find like old things that are cheap and not what they would actually cost. Would you, if you were trying to buy it at like a Christie's or Sotheby's auction and pay what they're really worth? Ist das Café billig?
A.
Ah,
A.
ha, if you're into that group, which I like.
Entschuldigung, wo ist die Apotheke?
Entschuldigung, wo ist die Apotheke? Excuse me, where is the drugstore or the pharmacy? Entschuldigung, wo ist die Apotheke? Now, see, he said it all like I have a very deep voice, so now all of a sudden I say it with a deep voice.
Ist das Hotel sehr elegant?
Ist das Hotel sehr elegant? Yes, I believe the hotel is elegant. Yeah, fancy hotel. We all hope for a fancy hotel. Otherwise, it's like, what, Motel 6 or something close to it. Is the hotel very elegant? And I forget to do this, especially on my phone. Excuse me, but proper nouns have capitalization in German. Bad pretzel rocks. That's good. You don't need to see the links for pretzel rock. And I took off the link permission, although I shouldn't say that on my Nightbot, but I guess I need to permit that one. Is the hotel very elegant? Yeah, so I forget to do capitalizations on my phone, um, but sometimes if I forget, it'll tell me you have a typo simply because I forgot to do a capitalization, which is
Das
fine.
Café ist elegant.
Das Café, and here I don't have my way of putting the accent on this, so it'll give me a typo. Das Café is elegant, and I don't have time to look for the shortcut on the keyboard. So das Café ist elegant. I should just have it like saved on a word pad and prepare for this. Yeah, see? Pay attention to the accents. Das Café, coffee shop, as opposed to cafe with a different spelling, which is the actual coffee that you drink.
Ist die Apotheke in der Nähe?
Is the Apotheke in der Nähe? Is the pharmacy nearby? And I should remember how to spell pharmacy because I always forget, and it's one of those words. Yeah, the accents are easier on mobile. I can just hold it down. But I can't really stream from my mobile. Or I could, but if I was going live and doing my travel streams like TSB and Shaman do.
Billig oder teuer?
Billig oder teuer? Cheap or expensive?
Ist das Hotel billig?
Ist das Hotel billig? Is the hotel cheap? I hope it's cheap, but also elegant. Hello, Chaotic Sandra. Welcome to the stream. Willkommen. Guten Abend. If you're in my time zone, I'm Pacific. Shaman has done a few streams from his car when he's going to like the in and out to get food. He did a stream from his car to go meet Jesus Garu Kitty to go to the skating rink because I think they bought something on auction or when they were doing auctions at the time the place was closing. So they went to go do that together. So it's nice when I see him on and he's just like driving and, talking to his phone. So I might do that if I can get something for the car and I'm going somewhere interesting. Uh, I think those was probably sometime last year and then he did a couple this year. So not too long ago. Okay, see, this is why I had to remember how to spell pharmacy. So die Apotheke und I'm not going to remember the spelling. Die Apotheke und das Bahnhof. I hope train station is Bahnhof. Der Bahnhof. See, I forgot. Bahnhof is masculine, not neuter. Alt und elegant. Yeah, that's an oof. Thank you. And you have to start remembering this because there's no set way to remember genders in German. I tried to think if it ended with a particular vowel. Sometimes they end with a consonant. In Spanish, usually it's, if it's ends with an A, it's feminine, ends with an O, it's masculine, but there's some things in between. So with this one, you just have to convey them to memory. And the masculine and neuter I confuse often. Alt und billig. That's one we just had recently. Genders are hard to remember. Not that they matter to me, but for German, definitely. Yeah. And also, It does at first, and it used to hurt me to listen to it, but it's taken me 20 years to actually get around to actually trying to learn it, even though I've been wanting to learn it for a while. It just seemed very imposing as a language. I have a background with a classics degree, classical archaeology. So I had to learn Latin and Greek. So I learned inflected languages and declension. And after learning that, I found out that German is an inflected language, which you can kind of see it changes verb for the object and the person saying it, and declension on the nouns, depending on if it's, the subject or the object of the sentence. And that my brain can understand. We don't really have that many cases and inflections in English so much anymore. In Old English, we did. The who and whom debate, which most kids unfortunately don't learn in high school or, elementary school. They're just told you say it this way. And they've been corrected so many times that they say whom all the time without knowing why, simply because someone corrected them once, so now they just say it. But if you learn when is the subject of the sentence and when is the object of the sentence, who is doing what, and whom is being having something done to them, for them, by them, with them, that will sink in. And learning Latin, learning Greek helped me tremendously to learn finally learn English grammar, which as my second language, I just committed to memory, but I didn't understand why there are no rules. There's just a bunch of exceptions. So going to my one, two, three, like my fifth language finally helped me learn my second language. So it was a roundabout way of getting there. But long story, this is why I I'm finally bold enough to try and learn German. There you go. You can take something you know. Yiddish is a good one. I hope it's not offensive to say, but all my Yiddish I have learned from watching The Nanny, because I think in another life I was a New York Jewish mother, and I absolutely love all the great words that I've learned on there. I'm learning my first language on Duo as German because it's new to me, relatively new to me. But I will go back and pick up my French after this once I finish the full course for German. Then I'll switch to something I don't know quite as well, like Portuguese. Then I'll go back to something I do know, like Italian, to refresh my brain. But yeah, if you want to start doing Yiddish because you're familiar with Yiddish, go for it. I would feel like if I did Spanish on Duo, it would be cheating. Yes, Fran Drescher is a national treasure. My sister dressed like Fran Drescher when we were younger, so that kind of helped for us to bond on watching The Nanny together. Yeah, no, so if I ever do Spanish on Duo, because I know Rhode Island does Spanish when she does her Duolingo streams, and she does her French too. I would think it's like cheating. Like in elementary and junior high and high school, I never took Spanish because I already know Spanish. I don't need to, take a language that I already know. But I would take the exams at the end of the year just to get credit for the class. But I felt it was dishonest to take a language I already know. So I try to expand my brain and try new things. Oh, here, I'm getting a second shot at the apple. So the Apotheker und der Bahnhof. Right, but it's still a good start. You only know a few words. Yeah, I only knew a few words of German, and it was probably less than the other languages that I barely remember anymore. But it's still something familiar to you. So it's I think it's a good jumping off point. Oh my God, I forgot it again. Freaking Bahnhof. I keep spelling it like David Hasselhoff, so I'm adding too many F's and I forget the H. Okay, commit to memory. Bahnhof. Try it again. Bahn. Did I spell it right? I don't know. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm forgetting it again, right? I know. See, it only let me do one typo. Yeah. HNR. Bahnhof. So there are two H's. I just couldn't remember why I couldn't commit two H's to memory. Swedish to Estonian. Uh, that's an interesting jump. Uh, I hope you have a connection to Estonian or an interest in Estonian, or maybe you just want to try something new. Oh, HNR. It still gives me the 10 points. At least it doesn't knock it off. Like if I'm doing the lesson, it will like if it gives me one shot and then if I get it, I get the full 15 points. If I don't, it'll knock off like 2, 3 points. Okay, that's good. So if you speak Finnish and you're getting something close to what you speak, it probably works for you. I would have thought Swedish being like a next door country language would have come easier. You would have heard it more. We actually have a friend of the stream from Finland. He might be where we raid tonight, so we'll see if he's there. Who I keep seeing him do, I think Spanish he's learning, which is kind of, a random point to go from Finnish, but one of our friends also speaks Spanish. That's probably why he's learning it. Yeah. To keep a streak going, you have to do it every day, and you'll get the reminders from the Duo Owl. If you don't do it, you will lose your streak. But periodically, when you reach certain levels or you add crowns or you finish a lesson, you will earn a streak freeze, and that will let you skip one day so that if you just are too tired, busy, whatever, you can skip one day and then the freeze will activate and cover the day you don't take it. You can also, as you do your experiences, you will get lingots. Over here, I have 280 lingots, and you can go shop for freezes. I neglected to do that when I was racking up my initial 78-day streak, and just out of, I guess, being too proper for it, I'm like, I'm not going to use the cheap assistance tools. I'm going to force myself to do it. Life happens, and when you think you're going to do it, you don't get a chance. And I missed the first day. My streak activated. Thank you for following, Chaotic Sandra. I hope you're enjoying the stream and uh, the German isn't killing you softly too much. And then my second day, I was going to do it, and I remembered after midnight, and it's like within a 24-hour period. So I lost my streak, and I didn't engage a freeze. I didn't buy an extra freeze. I didn't have like a weekend freeze. So I lost it. So now I'm going to tackle it again, and I'm definitely going to employ the freezes and buy extra ones in case I need it because I don't want to lose my streak again. German is killing you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I do hope you go back to learning your Spanish at some point, not just because I'm biased, because I speak it, but I did when I was in high school, I did pick up French and Italian, so I did navigate to the other Romance languages. That's why Portuguese is on my list as a new Romance language. And I watch Brazilian soap operas all the time, so it'd be nice if I actually had uh, had the language under my belt. I think I understand about 60% of it, but it's not enough for me to say I speak it or I'm fluent. Um, so I think it's good to do the family of Romance languages so that you start picking up cognates in one language. And for me, for German, I'm picking up a lot of French cognates that I know to familiarize myself with a word. And like I said at the beginning, if you weren't here before, there's a lot of similarities to the structure in Spanish with like putting the verb and noun first before you start to describe it with adjectives. So that kind of sentence structure and formulation is helpful because I already have that as an experience speaking a familiar language. Hold on, let me catch up to chat. Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. That's right. Uh you have I'm sorry, the Sabbath, and you can't operate on the Sabbath, and then you have the other like 1, 2 day holidays where you can't do anything. You're right. The weekend freezes would be helpful during those holidays when you can't touch electronics. However, I don't know if they would work in the middle of the week. I think you can employ at least like a freeze during one of those days, and have it come in, but you'd have to buy another freeze in order to not lose the second day if you have 2 days that you know you're going to miss in the middle of the week. And that would probably violate the rules of you touching electronics for that. But even if you don't have the long streaks on there, I mean, you're still learning, and it's understandable. I mean, you'll rack up all the experience points on the days that you do practice. So, you know, there you go. It's mostly because people get competitive. Like, I've been doing this for so long, which is fine if you want to do it that way. I just want to do it to learn the lesson. Oh, that's right. I haven't tried it yet, but you might be able to gift someone on your friend list something. I haven't gone into the shop for that, so I will definitely look into that. All right. So easy practice done. I'm going to do a hard practice and then we'll do our
Ist die
story time.
Bäckerei rechts?
Sorry, I spoke over that one.
Ist die Bäckerei rechts?
Is die Bäckerei rechts? Is the bakery on the right? Damn it. Is the... Oh, see, I forgot the umlauts. It was Bäckerei. I can't remember the spelling. It's so hard when I'm not on the phone and it just automatically suggests it because I type it on the phone all the time. Is die Bäckerei rechts? Umlaut, Ckerey. Okay. It'll come up again.
Die Universität in Berlin ist alt. Die
Die
Universität in Berlin ist alt.
Die Universität in Berlin ist alt. The university in Berlin is old. Yes, stocking up on those board games is a good way to pass the time for that. Good idea.
Der Supermarkt ist auch in der Nähe.
Der Supermarkt ist auch in der Nähe. I need to fix this one to Umlaut Country. Der Supermarkt ist auch in der Nähe.
Der Supermarkt ist auch in der Nähe.
Okay. The supermarket is also nearby.
Der Bahnhof ist auch rechts.
Der Bahnhof ist auch rechts. The train station, which now I'm going to have to remember how to spell that, is also on the right.
Ist die Universität groß?
Ist die Universität groß?
Ist die Universität groß?
Now, this is one of these words that I'm going to remember because of English, like we have the net gross of earnings. So I know that it's sehr gross. But for us to hear the word gross, it just sounds like an unpleasant word in English. So when you're describing someone and you want to say that they're tall, you call them gross. And that's just offensive to say to someone, but it's like tall or big. But that's how you say it. So is the university big? And it probably is. Yeah. But it's just one of those words that I know what it means, but I don't like saying it. Okay, so Bahnhof is train station. So yeah, you want to say they're tall, but so far, if there is a word for tall specifically, I haven't learned it yet. So right now we just have the universal tall, big, gross. So the U-Bahn Station is subway station. I cannot remember if it's der or das. So I'm going to go with der. I think it's das. Let's hope it's neuter. Of course, it's neither. It's feminine. U-Bahn Station. Just my luck.
Die Universität in Berlin. Die Universität
in Berlin.
Berlin.
The University in Berlin.
Die Bäckerei ist da drüben.
See, did I learn my lesson? Die Bäckerei ist da drüben. The bakery is over there. Yes, I remembered how to spell bakery. Yay!
Entschuldigung, wo ist die Universität?
Excuse me, where is the university? Baumlang, is that in German? Beanstalk? Is that supposed to, I'm guessing Baum is bean and Lang is like a tall bean. Maybe that's how you get beanstalk. Entschuldigung, wo ist die Universität?
Ja, der Supermarkt ist rechts.
Ja, der Supermarkt ist rechts. Yes, the supermarket is on the right. Bean plus pole. Bean long. And then pole, I would associate it with a long, tall thing. So I like to dissect words to see where they come from. I'm a person who nerds out with etymology and the origin of words. And when you're learning something new for the first time, it's helpful to have those associations. Yesterday, I went through one of the stories that deals with the word television in German, and that's Fernseher. And after some random trivia on, I think it was Trivia Murder Party, they asked who invented the name of the inventor for television, And I remember this from watching a sci-fi show called Warehouse 13. It was a guy named Farnsworth. So I associate Farnsworth with Fernseher. And someone in chat mentioned, I wonder if that's why they called uh, Professor Farnsworth in Futurama that name. They made the association with television. Uh, but it's an interesting association. Like, wow, the television, the word in German for television is pretty much named after the guy who uh who created it. So, you know,
Eine Bäckerei. Ein Kaffee.
a bakery and a cafe. So eine is feminine and ein Cafe is masculine. Eine Bäckerei, ein Café. I didn't even finish saying it, and it finished it for me. I'm so happy it did that. Well, a grenade, I guess, could look like a pomegranate. I think we were doing, again, Trivia Murder Party on Saturday, and uh, I think they asked for the word, what is the name of the fruit usually used for grenadine? And I'm like, grenadine sounds like uh, granada in Spanish, which is, pomegranate. So I'm like, I'm gonna go with that, and that's what it was. Yeah, earth apple, pomme de terre for potato for French. I see that. And you're right. I've heard earth apple in another language. I just can't remember which one it is. This is gonna make me remember how to spell excuse me. Entschuldigung. Need a U over here. Wo ist die Universität?
Entschuldigung, wo ist das Kino?
Entschuldigung, wo ist das Kino? Where is the cinema? Entschuldigung, wo ist das Kino? The theater, movie theater. I wonder if Kino, it's like cinema, some association from there.
Habt.
Habt. Sounds like a P, but it's a B.
Habt.
Habt. Oh, that's a good combination. Grenade apple. That's a good word for it. Oh, I just had this word. I can't remember. Das Kino ist klein. Right. Oh, das Kino ist klein. Oh my God, Rhino. Hello, Mr. Rhino. Thank you for coming to my stream. Thank you for the raid. We have a stampede, guys. Mr. Rhino, yeah, I believe I saw you playing uh, DBD. Did you get any cake this past game, Rhino? Did you enjoy cake or just hanging around? It is kind of scary to play Dead by Daylight. The monsters are definitely very scary. But yeah, just hanging out with fun. Oh, custom matches. That's cool. I know they redid the, what do you call it? The rank system recently. So you don't know exactly who you're getting or who you're getting matched up with. So custom matches are fun. Um, One of the friend I'm gonna raid, and he's been doing the killer streams, so I never knew. 'Cause I don't play it, but I watch Rhino play it. I didn't know that there was somebody actually doing the killing. I thought it was just like some random uh, game generated monster. Yeah, I don't care for the sounds at all. Those sounds are very suggestive of other things, and there's just a little disturbing to hear them. Um, but after watching my friend do his killer DBD streams, it's kind of interesting to see that from the killer standpoint, you're actually having fun. So it's not just some big scary dude. But I agree, it is definitely scary at first. That's cool. It's still pretty close, Sandra. Garnet apple, grenade apple. Yeah, close enough.
Eine Universität und ein Park.
Eine Universität und ein Park. A university and a park. Shocker, park is the same word in English.
Ist die Bäckerei rechts?
Ist die. You hate me, don't you? Keep sending me that word. Is the bakery on the right? Ist die Bäckerei rechts? Did I remember? It's feminine, right? Die U-Bahn-Station. Yes, I remembered correctly. Yay, 10 more points. And I'm 17. I'm level 17 right now. For Sapphire League, I missed it this past week, so I have 6 days to try and hopefully make it into the Ruby League. So all these people are my competition, which were in the bottom 10. So hopefully I get enough points to practice and get up there. I know another friend was saying that people who practice on their phone get a lot of experience points and jump up there. I don't have the time to do it. I force myself to do it in the evening, so I can, it's like I can't go to sleep till I do my German. Okay, let's do one story. Bedtime story, Sally. Get yourself tucked in. Let's go to the station.
Zum Bahnhof.
Zum Bahnhof. To the train station. Okay, good. You're already snuggled. And I hope the missus is also snuggled and learning German, or is she asleep? She might not need to learn German.
Oskar nimmt ein Taxi.
Oskar nimmt ein Taxi. Oscar is getting a taxi, or Oscar calls for a taxi? Is taking a taxi. Okay. Nimmt ein Taxi. And taxi is masculine.
Seine Freundin Lynn fährt das Taxi.
Seine Freundin Lynn fährt das Taxi. His friend Lynn drives the taxi. Is driving the taxi. Okay. And seine Freundin, his friend, and Freundin is in the feminine, Lynn, so you know that it's referring to a woman. Oscar is taking a taxi, and his friend Lynn is driving the taxi. Yes, we just read that. That's correct.
Oh, Lynn, du fährst Taxi?
Oh, Lynn, du fährst Taxi. Oh, Lynn, you drive a taxi? Apparently, Oscar does not know his friend Lynn very well.
Ja, das ist meine neue Arbeit.
Ja, das ist meine neue Arbeit. Yes, this is my new job. And Arbeit is job is feminine in this one. Yeah, it's hard to move the kids. Thank you for stopping by, Sandra, and I hope to see you again in another stream. All right, have a good night. Yeah, you don't move the 10-year-olds because it's harder to get them back to sleep, so the parents just make do. I used to be one of those kids that would, I think early in the morning, I would crawl in bed and I would be like in the middle of my parents. And all of a sudden they wake up and all of a sudden, there's like, I'm in the bed. And I don't know why I did that. I don't even remember doing it, but apparently I did.
Wohin möchtest du fahren?
Wohin möchtest du fahren? Where would you like to go? Where would you like to go? Lynn is asking Oscar where he wants to go. Yes.
Zum Bahnhof bitte.
Zum Bahnhof bitte. To the train station, please.
Wo ist der Bahnhof?
Wo ist der Bahnhof? Where is the train station? That is a very odd question for the taxi driver to be asking the person.
Keine Ahnung.
And of course, he answers, keine Ahnung. I have no idea. Ahnung is idea, and keine is none. Oscar doesn't know where the station is. I mean, usually one should know or should give close directions, but yeah, if you get in a taxi, the taxi driver should know. Tactical redeployment, I like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Lynn fährt los.
Lynn starts driving. Lynn fährt los. Okay, so you're driving without a location. Sure.
Wir sind da.
Wir sind da. Oh my God. Shaman. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. Sofa. So many people, so many friends. All the friends are raiding. Thank you for coming. I'm getting raided. Oh my goodness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ah! Sorry, my studio is not behaving right now. Let me do it on my phone. Thank you, Sully, for welcoming our guests. Apparently they want to come and learn some German with us, which is fine. Ah, I can't type on my phone. So sorry. There we go. Big shout out to Mr. Gray Sofa. Oh, and thank you, T-Bags, for doing it. Sorry, I'm a little lost and behind. Thank you all for coming. How was your stream? How is it going? Just chatting? You don't have a raid message, but that's the raid message. There we go. I don't have the TTV stuff on here. Otherwise, I would love to have Crab Raid and Cat Jam. Those are heavy topics, but certainly they need to be talked about at the moment. So I'm glad you guys were having good discussions on stream. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Let's see where we were on the message. Okay. Yes. Now my Twitch studio wants to work. Wir sind da. We are there. We are here. says the taxi driver with no direction.
Lynn, das hier ist nicht der Bahnhof. Das ist die Universität.
Lynn, das hier ist nicht der Bahnhof, das ist die Universität. Lynn, this is not the train station. This is the university.
Oh,
Lynn fährt los.
So Lynn starts driving because she didn't make it to the train station. Instead, she went to the university.
wir sind da.
We're here. We'll see if she is.
Lynn,
Lynn?
Ja?
Yes?
das hier ist die Bibliothek.
Das hier ist die Bibliothek. This here is the library. Hey, Cornelish.
Oh.
She seems surprised that when she went to the library, it wasn't the train station.
Und Lynn fährt wieder los.
And Lynn fährt wieder los. She starts driving again. Yeah, the library is a great place to go dancing. If I knew how to say dancing in German, I would definitely go dancing at the Bibliothek. I've actually I've gone dancing at a department store. When I was in Italy, we were walking down the street and we just heard a lot of rave music coming, and we thought, yes, bailando to the bibliothek. We heard a lot of rave music, so we rushed thinking, we're teenagers in Italy when I was an exchange student. We're gonna go find some cool club, and it's just a really cool department store, probably their version of Hot Topic or something close to it, blasting music. So there was definitely dancing at the department store, or in German, the Kaufhaus. We need to have a Hey Shaman shout out, don't we? Yeah.
Okay, wir sind da.
Okay, we are here.
Lynn, das hier ist nicht der Bahnhof.
Das hier ist nicht der Bahnhof, Lynn. This is not the train station.
Richtig. Das hier ist meine Wohnung.
Richtig, das hier ist meine Wohnung. Right. This here is my apartment. Correct. Richtig. Apartment. Wohnung, I don't know, that's a word that's hard to remember, but I think the word for roommate sounds similar to that, so I'm associating it. Richtig, right, correct. I'm going to associate that with that.
Ich will nicht Taxi fahren.
Ich will nicht Taxi fahren. I don't want to drive a taxi, and she's in the wrong procession.
Diese Arbeit ist zu stressig.
Yes, diese Arbeit ist so stressig. This job is very stressful, especially when you don't know where to go and drive a person to the train station.
Lynn geht zu ihrer Wohnung.
Lynn geht zu ihrer Wohnung. Lynn goes to her apartment, is walking to her apartment.
Auf Wiedersehen, Oskar.
Auf Wiedersehen, Oscar. Bye, Oscar. Goodbye, Oscar. So he's left in the car at her apartment and still didn't make it to the train station. That's so sad. What did Linda strive to do? Drive home because she thinks driving a taxi is too stressful. Yeah, I wish I could drive home because my job is stressful, but I work from home now, so I don't really have an option. Okay. Bahnhof, if that hasn't been nailed into my brain, is the train station, railway station. Where? Hold on. Freundin is friend. Wohin is where. Neue Arbeit is new job. And fährt los is starts driving. Yay! We finished the story, Sully. So you can tuck in, go to sleep, or you can stick around for one more thing to finish with this awesome language learning experience. So let me close Pretzel Rocks. Okay. I am a fan of Eddie Izzard, who is an amazing and talented comedian, and he is well versed in multiple languages. And he does a very funny spiel on one of his stand-ups where he's talking about Latin and French and history, as you know he often likes to do. And I noticed in his spiel talking about Romans and Latin, he knows German, so he starts dropping in a lot of German words when he's trying to tell his story in Latin, because you know if he doesn't have the word in Latin, but he has the word in German. So I wanted to share his very funny uh, thing, his stand up for this. So let me switch over to this and share it with you all. And hopefully you will enjoy it as much as I do.
Over everything. They could do that. They had aqueducts, viaducts. They could move ducks around faster than anyone ever had. And the Romans did all this with a language that we know from school is silly. It's a silly Billy language. It has a nominative, a vocative, accusative, a genitive, a dative, and ablative. Fuck off. How did they do so much with a language so silly? How did they do that? When Hannibal, the famous general Hannibal from Carthage, whose father was called Hamilcar, a famous general as well, and so Hannibal, he knew what he was doing. He was a trained general, and he came with revenge in his heart, and he crossed across the Mediterranean, through Spain, up over the Alps on elephants, which is crazy. And you know the story, so you go, yeah, he came on elephants. But it's like coming on pandas. Yeah, it's that weird. And he did this. I mean, how did the elephants get over the Alps? They must have been going, fuck yeah. It's all right for you, Dumbo, you can fly. And then they must have fallen. Only 60 started off, only one made it. There must have been just one elephant who, when they started falling down the Alps, most of them dying tragically, just one elephant who just had it, just... Hannibal let them all go, look at that fucking elephant! Extreme elephant, baby, look at him go! With his tail, his trunk over his shoulder, like a businessman's tie. Hannibal going, I'm with him. But it must have scared the shit out of the Romans. The Romans hadn't lost battles, and now they were losing. And how did they get the message out? Because the military, Roman military, famed for its organization, with a language that was silly, silly, silly. How did they do this? Messengers come running. Centurion, centurioni, centuriatus, salve, centurion, salvate, salvate, salve, salve, salvate, salve, salvate, 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 centurioni, salvave, centurianus, quid quad quad, 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 quid quad quid quad quid. Huh? Very good. Ich bin messengerio, ich curiri, nachiri, from a long way away. Portare nusum, tre move. Quid nusum, quid nusum, nusum portar, tre portant, portar, nusum Hannibalatus, Hannibalorum, Hannibalibum, Hannibal, Arriveramus, Hannibal Arriveratus, mein Herr, Arriveramus, Arrivederci, that's barbara. Veni vidi fucking vici, see, mein Herr, Veni vidi vici, for fuck's sake. Mit soldatus, wie viel soldatus? XXIXIV M M. Hang on. XICMM CIXXXIV. 12? A million? Multo soldatus, maximo soldatus, infinitatis soldatus. Whoa. Infinitatis soldatus, mathematicus impossibilatus. Don't believe us? Ask Pythagoratus. What? Infinitatis, fucking impossibilatus. I just tried us. Fucking fingers fell off. Pi. Oh, thanks, mate. Und, mein Herr, cette fois, Hannibal is coming round the mountains when he comes. It's coming round the mountains when he comes. It's coming round the mountains, coming round the mountains, coming round the mountains when he comes. Singing. Portare pink pajamas? Don't think so. Und kommt mit Elephantine. Quad the fuck? Elephantine erect. Elephantine trade dangaroos. Descripto mako, willow, nio, io, duo. Front parters elephantine, maximum squirrel, upside down as back to frontis. Back parters, biggest piggers ever seen us. Fucker duckers. Motherfuckers. Run, motherfuckers. Now that is half an hour of conversation. Now, here it is. Here it is in English. Here it is in English. Hannibal's coming. Hannibal, what with? Soldiers. How many? Lots. What else? Elephants. What are they? Pigs and squirrels. Run. 7 seconds. That's what happened. English, the language that you speak and I speak, the language that's become the lingua franca, whatever the fuck that means around the world. It's taken off because on its basic level, it is terribly simple. You know, we have apple and apples. I want an apple, I'm going to give you an apple. That apple came to me, I'll send you an apple, of the apple, to the apple, by the apple. It's just fucking apple and apples. And it would be appleorum, appleitis, appelatis, fucking all that. Someone, one of us, years ago, a bunch of them got together. I don't know who it was, but clever. No masculine. Is it masculine or feminine or new to the apple? It's a fucking apple. Stop fucking around.
Antonio Soprano.
I can't get caught with this.
Sorry. Thank you. It's not a good stream if there isn't a mic fail involved, honestly. So this is how it should have been, right? But I just wanted to say this one gets me every time. Eddie is great at doing his language stand-up, and he has quite a few. So we'll get more of his take on language in future streams, and I'll do more shares of those videos. So I just wanted to thank everybody for coming and for showing and the raid from Grey Sofa, everyone who came over. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for the follows. And thank you for sticking around and listening to my of raid from Sofa, raid from Rhino earlier, and listening to my pontification on German. So now I will have you guys. I will have you guys join my friend who is currently streaming Dark Souls 2, actually. He is a great Australian streamer and just a great streamer in general. And he is doing Dark Souls 2 as an SL1 run because he is, much like me, also a masochist. Let me see if I can type his name right. He is also a masochist who likes to do things the hard way. So he already did Dark Souls 1 as an SL1 run. And I told him that's the equivalent of climbing Everest with no oxygen tank, just to prove that you can. And he already proved that he can do it for the first game, so he's going to prove that he can do it for the second one this time around. So please say hello to Mr. Jigo and give him a follow if you like his stream. And I will see you guys next time. And thanks again for coming. And tschüss, which is bye, and guten Abend if you're in the evening. So have a good night. And I will see you next time, which is bis bald, see you soon, bis später, see you later. Bye, guys.
Alexis, coming in with the host. How you doing? What are you're streaming again? Oh my goodness. You just never stop streaming. Welcome on in. Welcome to everyone who came in with Alexis. Youthbug, can you shout out Alexis? Or Darth? Or someone?